Teen Read Week theme. I knew that I was going to have my colleague Paul come. My name is Paige Battle. I'm the librarian at Union High School in the Evergreen School District. This is Paul Warner, and he is an English teacher at Union High School. And so when I saw the theme, I knew that I wanted his help, and you'll find out why as we get to certain parts of our presentation. Very early on, they will send you some free promotions, but you have to be Johnny on the spot and get your registration in there. Because for this year's Teen Read Week, Read Beyond Reality.
I'm very, very excited to hear the theme. When Paige came and told me what the theme was for Teen Read Week, because it's kind of right up my alley, in case you have not become aware of it. Yes, the Sci-Fi Fantasy Club at our school, we meet once a week at lunch and once a month after school, and everything, the kids are like, well, what do you have to do to join the club? And I'm like, just walk in and like this kind of stuff. Movies, literature, games, the whole thing, anything that has to do with the genre, the kids will discuss and do things together. And I just advise, but we elect our own president, vice president, they help run things. And
Not having a book list to go off of, Paul kind of helped me come up with some categories like supernatural, horror, beyond sci-fi and fantasy, the folklore, mythology,
superheroes.
Yeah.
There's so much that's not just outer space.
Right.
The idea is to start watching movies at lunch and after school with the kids in the genre that are connected to literature as well. So when they get there, you can pass out the literature, talk about the literature, and then watch the movie or clips from the movie. We want to form like a little book club within the group called the Jedi Council of Literature that will meet once a month in a circle in the library to all discuss the same book or article or short story in the genre that we're reading together, and hopefully we'll see that council expand. Now, if you don't know who the 501st Legion is, you've got to find out, okay? Because this is not just a national, but an international organization of insane Star Wars fans who are so into costuming, and so it's like you're really looking at the actual character. They are heavily into the promotion of education or charity work and things like that. So we've contacted them, and I thought they were just national until I went to the 30th anniversary Star Wars convention in Los Angeles and saw all these like troopers march in with like flags from different countries. It was like the Olympics. There's all these costumes with flags from all over the world. I was like, wow. Taking a video camera and filming different staff members and students and club members talking about what is your favorite sci-fi fantasy book and why. We just started this, so we don't have very many yet, but I brought a clip of what we have so far of people talking about their favorite sci-fi fantasy books. So we'll watch this.
My favorite fantasy book is Aragon. It's really amazing. It's very well written, and the characters are really well developed in the story.
My favorite sci-fi fantasy book is Airborne because it's about discovering new species of creatures that cannot possibly exist, like cloud panthers. Have you ever seen a cloud panther?
I really like the Dragon Riders of Pern series because they're super exciting, and I really like to read about dragons.
My favorite sci-fi fantasy book is definitely The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, and that's because it's a really compelling plot, and it was a really great book. It's really exciting, and actually it deals with like politics.
Smeagol likes The Hobbit because it is my precious. My
favorite fantasy book series is Harry Potter, so I especially like her characters and the plot.
My favorite book is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief because of how the writer explains all these different action scenes.
I really like Revenge of the Sith. It is my favorite novel in sci-fi fantasy because the bad guys win. Oh yes.
All the books by Stephen King because they're a good mix of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror.
The Dragon Riders of Pern because they are awesome, they are about dragons, and they're about people who can ride them and speak to them with their minds!
Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien because it has an awesome series of characters.
1984 because it messes with your head.
Aragon because the book was great and the movie was terrible, but I like the book.
Hulk says read Marvel Encyclopedia or Hulk Smash!
Maybe just to say say that I'll be straight up honest with the students. Like, I typically despise, cover your ears, Paul, I despise science fiction and fantasy. I'm sorry. So, but again, with collaboration, I've gone to the club and I put out a survey. What are your favorite games? And so we are going to, in addition to the online video games, we're also going to look into having some board games that the students can play at lunch or come in after school when the club meets.
We get to make our own movie. And Paige is willing to let me and the kids use the video equipment in the library, and also opens up the library as a set for some scenes for the film.
And I've demanded a bigger role in the movies because these movies have taken on a life of their own. People look forward to this. Our principal, again, he's pretty awesome. I thank Gary, my colleague, every time I get the chance for introducing me to the principal and letting me get this job that I love. And so he lets us, at the very end of the year, show this video throughout the school day. And so the kids really like it. And I love that Paul really strives to have a broad range of students be in these movies.
That's the coolest thing. And everybody just gets involved, and then teachers want to get involved, and it ends up being really, really fun. And a big event at the end of the year when we all watch it. So we have a clip, some clip from some of our movie footage. The Wolverine that he was slapping hands with the two guys, those are our two principals. Once the kids see what we're doing, I get kids who like don't even know will walk in the classroom and they're like, hey, I got a giant banana costume. Can I be in this? Come on! That's a great way to bring the school in.
We thought, because we're like, what do you mean we're up against Chris Crutcher and Sharon Flake and Alma Alexander? There's only going to be 3 people at this thing. And we are so delighted that you came to join us.
Here, film these people.
So,
right here, look at all these people. Awesome.
right.